this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So, if you caught my recent videos where I made the black themed ephemera using the Edith Holden book, I have now decided to start an actual journal, obviously, to put those pieces of ephemera in. So what I've done, I've pulled in one of my mass-made covers, fabric covers, and I've just started then on the inside of that fabric cover, collaging up, again, in the Edith Holden pages and obviously the black themed papers here. And obviously, as you can see, I've already made a start on this, and then I just thought, oh, actually, you know, I might as well switch the camera on and bring you guys along, you know, whilst I'm doing it. So I'm just going to continue on the same, you know, on this same kind of track, just filling these pages in, obviously, with book pages and, you know, various things. So try not to kind of overthink this. Obviously, that is, you know, something that doesn't really kind of come naturally to me. I like to debate for a long time normally where to put things. Oops, now I've got glue issues, so this is not a very good start for this video, is it? Okay. Yeah, I actually started this the day before yesterday, and I didn't do a video yesterday. I was busy kind of with other things, and then I've just that second got back from the school run, so my glue's not been used for kind of a couple of days now, so it's, yeah, it's obviously not wanting to play the game, which is a bit annoying. And very unusual, because normally, ever since I've had these, you know, amazing Sugar Bell icing bottles, it's, you know, it's never been problematic ever since I've had those bottles, to be honest. So, yeah, this is kind of a first, really. But anyway, it seems to be playing the game okay at the moment. So, I'm just going to put that on there, and I will put this into the corner. Because, you know, I might not even have any pockets or anything on these pages. I'll just kind of see how it goes. But I mean, if the collage itself turns out really, really, really nicely, I don't think I will probably even bother, you know, putting any pocket or belly band or anything like that on here at all. I'll just kind of leave it to, you know, to sing out from its own, you know, beauty kind of thing. I just love these images with the black. I mean, honestly, it was kind of a gamble, and I didn't really know, you know, like I said in the other videos, it had been on my mind for a while that I had been wanting to try, you know, black with the Edith Holden images. But to be honest, you know, although I was really wanting to try it, I kind of, you know, I had my doubts really whether it was going to actually, you know, flow okay or look okay. And yeah, touch wood, it really is looking really, really, really pretty together, to be honest. I mean, I love using black, you know, with everything, to be honest. But yeah, because the Edith Holden images are so, well, they're very delicate, aren't they? And they're also, you know, I find them quite yellow in the backgrounds of them. That, to be honest, I just wasn't really too sure whether the black would, you know, kind of complement them, or, I'm not saying do it justice, but yeah, just complement it really. And yeah, I think really it looks actually better than I'd hoped, to be honest. You know, I thought it might look okay, but I actually think it's better than I'd hoped. So I might just put that, I think, like that. Okay. Yeah, I kind of started doing this a couple of days ago, and then you know, I came up this morning and I just thought, oh, actually, you know, why am I doing this, you know, on my own? Why aren't I just doing this on camera? Okay, and we'll just pop this image here. Then obviously I've just got this like middle bit that I just want to fill in some of those spaces in the middle. So I hope everyone's having a good day. The weather is very nice and sunny here today so far. I'm not saying it's going to necessarily stay that way, but so far so good. So like I say, I've just done the school run, and it was one of those really lovely days actually, you know, where the weather feels really still. I love it when the weather's like that. You know, there was very little breeze, and you know, the sun actually felt quite warm even at the, you know, the early time. Yeah, kind of, hopefully it's going to turn out to be a really nice day. I don't know, I didn't really hear the weather forecast. For some reason my telly was, I don't know, acting up. Sometimes, and I assume it's weather related. I don't really know whether it's weather related, but just in my mind it's weather related. Then sometimes the telly kind of does this weird, you know, glitchy thing where it just, yeah, doesn't seem to want to work. And it was doing that this morning. So hence I obviously didn't really get to see the weather to know what the weather was going to be doing. I mean, not that seeing the weather necessarily means you're going to know what it's doing, because to be honest, they often get it wrong, don't they? I mean, you know, that must be a tough job. But yeah, it's not that helpful, is it? If actually you watch the weather and you're kind of trusting that that's what the weather's going to do. And again, you know, and I always say this, but yes, I'm filming ahead. So if you're looking out and the weather's not resembling at all what I'm saying, it's just because I've filmed ahead, you know. Maybe the weather's doing something completely different today. But on the day when I filmed this, that's what the weather was doing. And I've woken up with a horrible headache today for some reason. Can't seem to shake it off. I hate that when you get, you know, just a sort of, well, it's not really a dull ache headache. It's a proper headache. You know. Thankfully, it seems to be coming and going, you know, but I mean, it's kind of there all the time, but yeah, just kind of gets worse every, you know, every 10 minutes or something like that. But anyway, it's fine. Yeah, I think I'll just fill that in like that. Again, I mean, I'm not saying that this is how other people do collage, because I don't really see other people kind of try and fill in these spaces like I seem to have to. But I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you just have to do a method that works for you, don't you? So, you know, that method sort of works for me. Okay. I love this up here. Doesn't that just look so gorgeous? Yeah, and who knew? Who knew that this, you know, the black was going to go with the Edith Holden pages? And I mean, all these papers, the black papers that I'm using, they're all from my vintage Tanner's kit. And there's an ephemera part to that kit, and there's also the background pages. But honestly, when I created that kit, the last thing that I thought that I would be putting with it would have been Edith Holden images. You know, because it's obviously predominantly black theme. So, yeah, Edith Holden, that just would not have kind of been on my radar at all, to be honest. It was, yeah, very much an afterthought, really. So just wondering whether I could just fill that in there. Well, it's not quite big enough, that's annoying. Oh, got that. I'll just leave that there. Right, let me just see if I've got some more texty page that I could use. You know, texty from the Edith Holden book. Oh, no, not right here, so isn't that just always the way? It's over the other side. Over the other side of the room. Well, perhaps I will tear this down. Okay, I'm just going to trim that across at the top. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear what else other people have done with Edith Holden that's, you know, like not the usual sort of, I'm not saying predictable, but, you know, like the more obvious choices, which, of course, you know, when I used the Edith Holden stuff before, I went with the you know, the obvious choices. You know, what else kind of has been done with the Edith Holden? It's always fun when we can kind of share our ideas, isn't it? And you know, those ideas then just spark ideas in other people as well. So yeah, I'd love to kind of hear what other things people have done with the Edith Holden pages. So I mean, I love this image, and I'm just wondering whether I could put this somewhere. Might just put it here, or perhaps I should leave it and bind my journal, and then, you know, kind of then come back to it. Okay, so I'm going to bind this journal. I'm not going to do that right now because of course it is still quite wet from the glue, you know, from collaging. So I'm going to leave it to dry, and then I will bind the journal, and then I'll come back and we'll just kind of have a look at you know, how we're going to incorporate some of the bits that we've made and things like that. So I've sorted out my papers here, and I've got some more papers downstairs just printing out as we speak of the black vintage Tanner's kit that I'm going to also bind in with these pages. So I'm going to have, you know, lots of actual black backgrounds. I mean, here's one for instance, and actually I have even printed a you know, coffee dyed background on this. So, you know, this would go into this journal as well. I've got a complete, you know, Edith Holden page here. So yeah, I'm going to kind of look at just mixing and incorporating the full black pages, some coffee dyed pages, and you know, doily, and got here some vintage documents and some sheet music and things like that. And yeah, I will come back and then we'll have a go at, you know, or have a look at working on the journal. So hopefully this will all be in one video for you guys, but for me it will probably be tomorrow. So thank you so much, and I will see you in a bit. Right, I am back. Now I have to confess this is several days later for me. So yeah, I've kind of lost the plot a little bit. And, you know, I need to kind of get back into the zone of what we were actually doing here. But I have brought along, obviously, some of those bits and pieces that we made, with the Edith Holden book page, with the black, you know, elements sort of mixed in. And obviously I have my now bound journal. So if I just kind of show you, it's just a soft cover. I've got this gorgeous fabric. This was one of the ones that we did in our mass making. I've obviously finished the collaging on the inside of the front and the back covers, incorporating again the black with the Edith Holden. And then I've bound the whole journal with a mixture of my vintage Tanner's pages, which are predominantly kind of black images, or, you know, they have lots of black in them, and a mixture of some coffee dyed pages. There's an Edith Holden page in there as well, and, you know, some vintage document. This is the original vintage document, and some doily. So I thought that we would just now come along and, you know, start laying some bits into the journal. So, I mean, for instance, here I've got this envelope. I mean, I personally think that just looks absolutely awesome just as it is. I love the centre spread in here, so I don't necessarily want to cover it all up. I might put something on this page, but this page I think looks wow. So yeah, definitely I would prefer to keep this page, I think, you know, intact, you know, without anything kind of detracting from that gorgeous butterfly. So I'm just going to have a look and see, you know, what types of things we might want to incorporate onto this page. I mean, I have got like a little cluster here that, again, you know, we've just made in a previous video. I've got yellows and things. I mean, I've brought along a whole bunch of different colours because, of course, the Edith Holden flowers, they are, you know, a whole abundance of different colours. So I want to not limit myself, really, you know, and I want to be able to just feel free to just choose as many different sort of colours as, you know, as takes my fancy. Now, this is some old shirt, which I have done in a ruffle, and I've actually distressed this up. So it's kind of got quite a grungy look to it. But I'm thinking this might be quite nice as some ruffles on here because, you know, it's not just plain black, but it's sort of striped, which I thought was quite nice. I've got some mustardy colour ruffle, which again, I thought would work quite nicely. You know, I want to have quite a, you know, just, yeah, unexpectedly sort of I guess, multitude of colours really going on in the whole journal. So I'm just going to leave this envelope in here while I, you know, debate whether or not to have that in that middle page. And we will just move through and see what we're going to put where. So I did kind of have a bit of a look before starting the camera. So I've got this one here. Oops. This one here, which I thought looked pretty nice. Maybe just, you know, even on... No, that was not the page. That was not the page that I was thinking. I thought on these two pages like this. So this is one that we've made in a mass making session. And then, of course, I then, you know, have altered it by adding the Edith Holden pieces onto there. But that looks super pretty, doesn't it? So I'm thinking, yeah, we can have that on here. So what I'll probably do is just glue this round on 3 sides, so it would be another little tuck spot as well to the side. I don't know whether we might want to have any other elements, you know, sort of mixed around with it. Again, you know, I've got a whole bunch of different coloured ruffles. I mean, I've got this really delicate sort of blue. Well, it's a aqua, I guess, colour. Which, you know, that's quite pretty because it just brings out the blue from those birds. I mean, I could use a really tiny piece of that just across here, which just then picks up that sort of bluey colour from those birds. And then I'm just wondering whether I could incorporate anything else bluey green. Just see what else I've got here. That might be too dark. But I mean, definitely, I think that's quite pretty, having just that little piece there. You know, rather than having this ruffle kind of in the obvious way that I would do perhaps a ruffle ordinarily. So I'm just going to cut that down. You know, and I really just need a very tiny piece if I'm wanting to put it onto the pocket itself. So, you know, just for instance like that. I mean, that's, you know, that's enough on there. So yeah, I think I'm going to have that. Don't know whether I want anything kind of poking out behind. Again, I've got some of my doily that I have been colouring lately. So this has got some gold and obviously that aqua colour again. So I mean, I could maybe have some of that poking out. I should have really ironed this first. I've got to be honest. It's looking a little bit worse for wear, isn't it? I mean, obviously once I get it glued down, it won't really be so, you know, vital to have been ironed, but it would just make it easier to actually be working with, I guess. Oh, I quite like it like that, I think. So yeah, let's just glue this down. And I think I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac to glue the doily down because I don't want my glue kind of showing through that doily. So let's just pop some Fabri-Tac onto the doily piece. Okay. Like that. Whoa. Just pop that over there. Right, where's my dry wipe now? Honestly, you come along with everything. I know I say this nearly every single video, but you come along with everything that you think you're going to need. And then within literally a few seconds of starting the camera, lo and behold, you haven't got everything you need. This is my experience anyway. I don't know about anybody else, but yeah, definitely this is a common theme with me. Okay, so that looks pretty, doesn't it? And it's just tying in that blue from this page. So going to now just go in with my hot glue to glue this piece on. Oops, oh, my hot glue's not switched on. Oh, I never ever don't switch the hot glue on. So I don't know quite what happened with that today. This is my second video, so I'm surprised I hadn't already tried to use it, to be honest. Okay, just try and decide which way round that ruffle. No, I probably want it this way round actually. Okay, so just having that ruffle just on there like that. I mean, it just literally, it's just that touch of that colour, isn't it, that pulls those birds like out of the piece, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's just little things like that that can make quite a big difference, I think. Right, just having a look to see what else I've got here to the side of me, because obviously I've, you know, like I say, brought along a whole bunch of different things. So just in case I want anything else. No. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down once my hot glue, you know, warms up, because I will use my hot glue gun, I think, to actually glue those, you know, those, or the pocket down. So let's just see what else we've got that we've made from our Edith Holden pieces. So we've got this one, or we've got this kind of folding out. I'm not sure that I'm quite loving either of those actually there, because to me they don't really kind of go with this one. So I prefer to find something that can tie in a bit more with those aqua sort of colours, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to leave this tucked in there for, you know, so as I remember that that to me looks quite a good match. So I've got this one, which is that fold out little book. Well, not book really, but, you know, fold out piece, which again, this could then be like a belly band or a pocket. So I could either glue it on 3 sides or just top and bottom to have like that. That's quite nice on there. Let's just see whether we want to incorporate some other flowers anywhere on that page. And we could have kind of, you know, some flowers poking out down here. Just seeing again what I've got sort of in a similar colour to the flowers that are on the actual piece itself. And I've got this really tall one, which, I mean, to be honest, we could even put on the facing page, which then ties the 2 pages together quite nicely, doesn't it? That might be quite a good idea. So I'm just going to ink around the edge of this, because I had done that with all of the other pieces. So it's just, again, for that consistency. You know, if I've inked around the edge of one, I'll ink around the edge of all of them if I remember. You know, there's obviously no guarantee that I'm going to remember, but if I do, then, you know, that would be great, because that will then, you know, keep it all sort of tying in properly together. Okay, so I like the look of that. I think that looks really nice to me. And then I think what I'll do is just have like a little label or something down here actually. And we'll just see whether we want like a ruffle or anything. Oh, not that one. Definitely not that one. Didn't really go, did it? So again, I've got that sort of mustardy colour. Just see whether that one goes. Not sure. Not sure. I've got some more of the black, obviously, which, you know, I really do quite like that sort of contrast of that pinstripe sort of black effect that we've got going on there. I don't know. So I think what I'm going to do actually is, first of all, I'm going to just glue this flower piece down, because then again, you know, I've made a commitment and I haven't got them pieces moving all over. So let's just get this glued down first of all. Okay. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. And we'll just glue that one down like that. Just going to use some of my napkin back, because I've been doing something earlier with some napkins. So that's just, you know, here, handy. I'll just pop that like that. Okay. Right, actually I have just spotted over to the side of my desk, I've got some of these bits here from my glue book favourites. I can't remember now whether these are set 4 or not, but the reason I've, you know, spotted them is obviously they've got this gorgeous green colour, which I thought, oh, I have got quite a bit of green going on this page. This might look quite, you know, quite striking. I think it does, to be honest. So I could kind of have these layered up like that or something. You know, instead of a conventional label, I could have them like this. And I could have one as a tuck spot and then the whole thing as a little label. Perhaps that might look quite good. Okay, let's do that. So just glue this over there. Actually, these I think are not from my set 4. I'm so sorry. I honestly can't remember which glue book favourites these are from. And yeah, I really do apologise for that. I haven't used them for a while, so I just can't remember. And I've just got a complete brain block. For some reason, I just literally cannot remember at all. So I really am sorry about that. But they're one of the glue book favourites. So, I mean, hopefully you should be able to find them, you know, reasonably easily in my shop. So I've got those, and have got a little ribbon here, which again, we've made this previously in a mass make, which, I mean, I just love it when we can pull things in, you know, that are already made, because it just, you know, makes making a journal so quick. And, you know, that's of course what we like, isn't it? You know, when it comes together really quickly instead of kind of taking just forever. So, you know, if you can have quite a few bits ready made and just pull them in, then it just speeds up the whole process and makes it slightly less daunting, because, you know, sometimes I just think when you come to sit down and make a journal, it just seems like such a lot of work, you know, to go from the beginning, that it, you know, it seems quite a sort of, I don't know, daunting task, I guess. So again, just having a look at this, you know, striped ruffle, that's the word. Couldn't think of the word then. Got some black lace here, which of course we are going for the black here, so I'm just going to cut some of that down. Just see whether, you know, whether we want to have any kind of black lace or anything like that. I think that's the bigger of those two ruffles, so I'm just going to see what the smaller one looks like. Okay. Oh, do you know, I just can't really see which is the right and the wrong side of this, which is pretty irritating. What do we think? I think probably I should get this glued on, you know, as a pocket, because then it's not moving, which again just always really helps. You know, once you've got something stuck down and it's no longer moving around, it just makes the whole thing so much easier. All the time it keeps moving about, you know, obviously it's hard to then do anything else really. So yeah, let's just glue this down. Whoop. So this way we've got this as a little tuck spot, and then we've got a little pocket in here as well. And then on the facing page, we're just going to have this little belly band on there. So let's just have a look and see. I mean, that's quite nice, isn't it? With those bits bunched up in the corner. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, I quite like how that looks. So let's go for that. So again, obviously this is going to be covered up, this top of this lace, by that ruffle. So I'm really not too worried about using hot glue and the, you know, the glue showing through the lace, because that's going to be covered up. So I'm just going to glue that down like that with the hot glue. Just need to put a new glue stick into my hot glue now. Oops, come on. Sorry, I'm now rummaging around looking for glue sticks, which I have got tons in here, and now for some reason they've dropped to the bottom of the drawer. So hold on. Okay, right, they were in there, but yes, like I thought, they'd just dropped to the bottom of the drawer. Right, so let's just get this popped on like that. So I think actually I might even just apply the glue directly to the ruffle itself in this case, because that might just be easier, you know, because I want it in a very precise place. I think it would just be, yeah, easier to just hold it in place and then pop the glue on. So that's that piece, and then again just exactly the same but with the other end. Like that. Okay, and then I'll just get my green I don't know really what we call these, to be honest. I can't remember whether we actually did give them a name or not, to be honest. But I'm just going to put that, I think, in the centre. So, like that. Oh, how pretty does that look? I mean, I love green, as you know, and the combination of those greens and the blacks, and yeah, I mean, it just looks really, wow, you know, to the eye. It just, yeah, really kind of eye-catching and really striking and gorgeous. So then I want to go to obviously this page, and again, I'm now thinking, oh, perhaps we need a bit more green on this page. So let's just see whether I've got anything much in green on this page. I'm not really too sure that I have, to be honest. Oh, I have got some green doily here. I mean, this is super green. This is where I've been like experimenting around painting doilies. Oh, it's a bit too in your face, isn't it? Right, let me just have a look, because this has got different shades, you know, of green on here. So it might be that there's a section on here that's not quite so bright. Yeah, let's just have a look. Just tear that down on that edge. Oh. It is very bright, isn't it? I wonder what it's going to look like if I dulled it down a bit with some of the Distress Oxide, or whether it would just look really rubbish. Let me just try on this piece, which is effectively pretty rubbish anyway. So, yeah, let's just try dulling it down a bit. Whoops. Okay, let's just have a look. Oops. Well, it has dulled it down, or has it actually made it darker? It's hard to say, isn't it? Shall we have a go? Let's have a go. You know, what's the worst that can happen? It will look rubbish and then we won't use it. That's fine, isn't it? It doesn't matter. Right, okay. Go in with the... So this is my Walnut Stain Distress Oxide. Okay. Like that. Put that to one side. Okay, maybe up higher. Yeah, I quite like that. It just kind of gives a bit of balance. If I don't have that, I mean, I don't dislike it. I think it looks perfectly nice. But, you know, because I am a little bit matchy-matchy, to me, this just brings in that green onto the other side of the page, which, you know, that's like really good, isn't it? If you can just bring everything together so it looks, you know, very, very matchy. Or, yeah, very, you know, like it's meant to be. Like it's meant to be on the facing page, rather than just, oh, I've landed here. Okay. Yeah, love how that looks. And then obviously just going to glue this down like that. So, yeah, probably a belly band, I think. So let's just go top and bottom. And again, I mean, I'm just using hot glue. It's just nice and quick, you know, when you're doing a video. And I don't have to be then worrying that it's not attached. So, yeah, there we go. And then obviously that opens out. So you've got your journaling space in here. And, of course, you've got then a belly band going on there. So, yeah, love how that looks. What a gorgeous page spread. I mean, honestly, this is... you know, very different for me, because all of the pages are going to look quite different in this journal. You know, although it's going to be all Edith Holden, all, you know, with black stuff, they're going to all take on quite a different look, which, yeah, I mean, that's quite sort of quite adventurous really for me, because, you know, it's not then a really conventional sort of matchy-matchy piece, is it? So, right, this is now glued onto that doily. Right. So I'm just going to make sure that this is pressed up as close as it can be to the edge. And we're just going to run some hot glue around like that. Okay. And then we just shut this in like that. Okay. Looking good. Right. Just get all of that glue pressed down so pretty, isn't it? I really love how that looks. That's just so gorgeous. Absolutely scrumptious. Right, so on the facing page I haven't decided what to have, but I have got this, another one of those ribbon things actually, which I'm thinking would look really super pretty there. Of course I've got some more of that doily, so I'm thinking, you know, perhaps we could make some sort of clustery type thing to go on this page, which again would, you know, tie things together really, really nicely. So let's just put that there. I'm just going to see what pieces I've got from the Edith Holden that might incorporate a little bit of that sort of duck egg blue colour. So far not a lot. Oh, but I do have, again, another piece that I've dragged in with me, you know, thinking, oh, I might, you know, might be able to use this, is one of these faux postage stamps that, again, we made, you know, in a previous video. I think that would work quite well because it is, you know, quite a similar colour. And then we can just use a little bit of the black sort of behind it to form the cluster, I think. I prefer to use some of the black with this lots of gold actually on it. So just going to hunt around and see what I've got floating around on the desk. You know, because I'm bound to have some bits floating around on the desk, let's face it. So, yep, okay. Oh, honestly, I mean, you name it, it's here floating about. Oh dear. Right, I'm just going to tear this down. Not really gold enough, is it? What's going on there? Got this. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, let's just tear this down. Yeah. Okay. Love how that looks. That's really pretty. Okay, yeah, I love how that looks. Now, just wondering what else we could do, whether we want to have anything else, because this has got, you know, a couple of other elements. Now, I did just see a little piece of the, you know, that edge stuff that we also made in another video. I'm just wondering whether I could have that somewhere. You know, just like poking out. Oops. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, I quite like that. And do we want some white lace? Because this has just got this little bit of white lace down there, which again then would, you know, really tie it together and give it a sort of cohesive look. So just going to try this. Might look good, might look rubbish. You know, you just don't know till you try, do you? So it's always worth seeing. I mean, that lace is a bit lost on that piece, if I'm truthful. You can't really see it. Maybe if we had it like that, so it's hanging off the page, that's kind of better. Okay, right, I'm going to just attempt to staple this. I don't know whether I'm going to be successful in one staple holding the whole lot together, but I'm going to try, and then we can obviously then, whoops, glue it all in place as well. Okay. Yeah, I like how that looks. So I'm just going to move this to one side, and then on the, yeah, I'm going to kind of glue layer by layer. So I'm just going to do this with hot glue. So just want to make sure that all my pieces are actually stuck down like that. Okay, and then the lace, I will then just attach the lace as well, so like that, like that. Okay, right, loving how that looks. Let me just round that slightly because it was quite a square sort of corner. Okay, right, let me now pull this back in. And fingers crossed, this is going to look good. And, you know, hopefully we can use this as a little bit of a tuck spot as well. So I was going to put it at the top, but to be honest, thinking which is the sturdier place, if I wanted to have it as a tuck spot, it's probably better on the bottom. Let me just see if I use this, you know, as a journaling card, for example. If it were at the top, it would be like that, or at the bottom would be like that. I do prefer it at the top, I've got to be truthful. So yeah, let's go for it at the top, because I mean, if you stick it on, you know, where you're not really kind of feeling it, then you're just never going to be quite happy, are you? Okay, so like that, and just pop that down there like that. Okay, loving that. Just want to check, just need a little bit of extra glue here, you know, because I want it to be like flat, not like with bits hanging out, if that makes sense. So yeah, okay, right, so that's that popped on there. So I mean, you can see the difference between those two pages. They're like really, really, really different, aren't they? But you know, essentially we've used the same elements really, which, you know, that's really cool, isn't it? Okay, so loving how that looks. Right, so then we can obviously go over the page, and I'm just going to then apply the glue exactly the same around this pocket, so that this is attached then onto this page here. And again, I'm just going to see, because I've got some purple ruffle here, just in case we might like to have some purple, because of course we've got this lovely purple flower. Now I'm just wondering whether I would need to actually ink this up, because obviously it's quite white. So let me just again ink it with my walnut stain that's just literally left onto my blender. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay. And just cut those threads off. Oh my goodness. Like that. Okay. Bring that back in. Could have it at the top. Could have it running down the side, and I could have the pocket this side on this one. I mean, I wonder whether I could actually stretch it so that it's the full length of the page. I don't think so, because it will end up not very ruffled at all. So yeah, I could have it in the middle, or running from the top, or running from the bottom. Which do we think looks better? I'm just trying to look through the camera, because I mean, sometimes it's just different when you're looking, you know, right facing it to when you're looking from like above. I actually just spotted I've got some more of that painted doily there. Oh, it's quite purple, isn't it? That is quite purple. So yeah, probably not going to go for that. I've got some other. Oh my goodness, definitely not that. Definitely not that one. I mean, that's a brilliant colour match, but I don't know now. Oh, do you know, I'm going to glue this on. I'm going to have the pocket this side, so I've got options for that ruffle. So let's just, again, put the glue down. Whoa. Like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I like it like that. I'm just going to see whether I've got anything that I would like to put like here at the bottom. You know, like as the bottom sort of, you know, like a finishing type touch before I actually glue that on. So, oh, do you know what I forgot to do on that facing page? I didn't put that on there, did I? Anywhere. Don't know whether we need it now. Yeah, we maybe don't really need that now, to be honest. Yeah, maybe we don't. Well, I can always put it on one of the, you know, sort of blank pages. I have got, though, a little purpley one. Oh, it's quite purple. Oh, it is quite purple, but I quite like it on there, actually. I mean, again, I just want this to just look really, really, really different. You know, like not a typical Edith Holden type effect, if you know what I mean. You know, I want it to be full of surprise, full of kind of unexpected, like, oh my goodness, that's Edith Holden. Wow. You know, I want that feel when I flick through it to be like, wow, I've never seen Edith Holden kind of worked like that before. You know, I mean, hopefully it's going to look good and it won't be like, oh, I've never seen Edith Holden work like that before. Wow, I can see why. You know, I'm hoping it's not going to have that sort of effect, but of course it could do. But it would be great if it had the, oh, I've never seen Edith Holden work like that before. Wow, that looks amazing. Yeah, that would be preferable. Right. So what I'm thinking is perhaps what I should do is kind of put this on like a journaling card or something that we will tuck into here rather than actually glue it to the page. Yeah, let me just, yeah, I'm going to just cut this in two. Okay. Now, wondering, I'm very much winging this, so yeah, please, please just bear with me. I have no plan in mind. Yeah, I mean, this would have to come down quite a bit, so let's just take it down in width. Like that. Now, does that fit in there now? Let's just see. And then what I'm wondering is whether we could have the... I would like the wax seal really kind of low down by the pocket, but yeah, I'm going to struggle to do that, I think. I don't know now. Let's just see what else I've got floating around, whether we could do it sort of a different way. What about if we have it like that? Well, I guess what I could do is cut this down so it's shorter. So this is going to go to one of those, you know, where I end up with nothing left in a minute because I'll have cut so much off of it. I'll be left with nothing. No piece left. And yeah, I mean, obviously things like that do happen, don't they, sometimes? So, right, but I'm wondering if I do this, whether when that then tucks in, do you see what I mean? It would be really cool if I could have that sort of, do you see what I mean? So that it's sitting in that V of the pocket, I think would be really nice. So, right, let's just push that in sort of as far as it will go. And then I can gauge where I need to kind of put all of these bits. Right, okay, so let me just now glue that frame down. Whoops. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. So that's the frame, and then the wax seal, you see, if I have that, oops, maybe I could move the frame up slightly. Okay. Then have the wax seal like there. So that's just, oh, I should really just check quickly before I do that, that's roughly in the middle. Well, it's not too bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not too bad. And actually, just before I do that, I'm just going to ink this up, because otherwise my wax seal will be stuck down and then it will be hard to actually ink this up, because of course it will be very lumpy. So yeah, really could do with a different blendy end, because wow, I'm making just the most horrible job of this. Oh dear. Well, I'm nearly finished this video for today, you'll be pleased to know, because it seems to be gradually deteriorating more and more, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. I think it's getting, you know, getting towards cup of tea time, to be honest. So, yeah, oh gosh, I really do need a clean, blendy end on there. Yeah, I've not made a nice job of that at all, but never mind. Right. Okay. Oops. Okay, so then I'm just going to put this in here like that, and then we can glue this on there, hopefully missing the pocket. I don't want to actually glue it onto the pocket itself, so okay, like that. Okay, wow, that was just all around the houses to get to that point, wasn't it? Yeah, love how that looks. And then, I mean, I probably, you know, could put sort of a purple flower or something coming out, or coming up. I don't know, maybe like that. I mean, it's not the purplest. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not a word, but you know what I mean by that. Not the most purple flower I could have found, but it's not too bad. So let's just again ink around there. Okay, and we will just see how that looks. Yeah, it does tie it in, doesn't it? So yeah, let's just quickly glue that one down. I mean, as I say, I probably could have found a much more purple flower, to be honest, but you know, I just don't want to be wasting everybody's time looking now for the perfect flower. So yeah, we'll just go for that one, it's fine. Okay, right, let me just press that down with my tissue here. Okay, and then we'll just pop that in there. I might even round the corners on this quickly. So we'll just do this side, oops, and these ones. Okay. Yep, like how that looks. I'm just going to quickly ink up this edge around here, just because otherwise I had like that white outline where it was, you know, cut right by the, well, the edge, the border that was running around that printed piece. So there we go. Okay, love how that looks, and that will just go obviously tucked into here like that. Okay, so yep, that looks really nice. I did also have a tag with another purple flower, so I mean we could, don't think that's going to fit in there. Oh, it did, look, that was perfect. So yeah, so that's another page done in there. So yeah, I mean, I hope that you like it. I think we've made quite a good start. We've done, you know, a few pages there. And they're all looking completely different. So loving how this looks so far. Hope that you guys like it. And yeah, thank you so much for joining, and hopefully see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.